Welcome in, everyone. You are listening to yet another episode of the Peace of My Mind podcast, a space for thoughtful reflection, creative exploration, and conversations that invite you to slow down and dig a little deeper. I am your host, J. Scott Gaspy, and once again, I am recording from the Inner Sanctum. This episode, we will be talking about burnout in the age of hustle culture. Essentially, we'll be exploring how capitalism and constant productivity impact mental health, especially in marginalized communities and creative spaces. So, wherever you are, whether you're journaling, walking, or just sitting with your thoughts, I invite you to join me for this conversation. Let's begin. I want to start off by sharing a powerful quote from the revolutionary voice that is Fannie Lou Hamer. It is from an instance of where she was brutalized by police in Winona, Mississippi. And you probably know it, but it is, "I am so sick and tired of being so sick and tired." This quote is going to be key to understanding the relationship between the demanding nature of capitalism of its laborers and the negative effects that it has on their mental and physical health, leading to what's popularly recognized as burnout. For those who don't know, burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged or excessive stress from a situation like work or other life demands, such as, artistry, like we're talking about today, or even parenting, because parenting truly is a full-time job for mothers and fathers. And I know personally, just hearing that definition can be a trigger for most people in the United States because at some point in our lives, we have experienced this while simply trying to survive. Chances are highly likely that if you work in the US, you are being underpaid and overworked. This is not a product of your decisions more so than it is a product of the design of the socio-economic system that is capitalism. For those who don't know, capitalism is essentially an economic system where private individuals or businesses own the means of production and their operation is primarily driven by profit. The issue arises due to the profit motives of these individuals and businesses and how it creates a culture of intense competition and productivity that systematically exploits and devalues labor. While burnout is a personal health issue, I would argue that capitalism creates the underlying conditions that lead to the widespread prevalence of burnout. Naturally, capitalism prioritizes profits over people, so compounded with inequities already embedded in the larger economy and society, it forces people of marginalized backgrounds, especially intersectional identities, Black women, to have to take on multiple jobs and an excess of hours, putting them in a constant state of stress and exhaustion. American history specifically showcases the segregation of occupational opportunities, designating the high-risk, low-wage jobs with few benefits to primarily African Americans and other people of color. To justify this oppression, propaganda was circulated for centuries to convince people that African Americans, indigenous people, and all other people of color were less than human, somehow making the mistreatment of them acceptable. The capitalistic act of prioritizing profits over people affects artists and creatives as well because it essentially filters what becomes popular because profits are also placed over passion. Once upon a time, the value of creative products used to be what it was worth culturally, but under capitalism, it has been redefined as its potential profitability. This forces artists to shift their focus on producing what is commercially viable other than what is genuinely creatively fulfilling. Under this model, Artistic freedom is effectively suppressed in favor of commercial appeal. This limits diversity, absolutely, and it also empowers the wealthy patrons and corporations who control the art market already. This creative suppression and oppression causes spaces initially cultivated by creatives for creatives that are primarily composed of historically marginalized people to slowly but surely become unlivable due to the rising cost of living that comes with gentrification. This exact kind of financial stress forces artists and creatives alike into isolated circumstances, and these situations take away that communal energy that fuels and inspires the creative's very work. The communities that once thrived as hubs for artistry become replaced with whitewashed, expensive, exclusive venues. In conclusion, capitalism has zero interest in ensuring that we as its subjects are comfortable enough to be as free as human beings should be to live, instead of being forced to survive in situations of which we feel as if we are being forced to live in due to the circumstances that we are oftentimes born into. These unlivable conditions are a very significant factor, if not the explicit root cause of the experience of burnout that has become an issue that we as citizens governed under the system of capitalism know far too well. This oppression has been justified throughout history by the insistence of its victims being less than human, so therefore the treatment is somehow deserved. A destructive reach of this ideology continues far beyond business, of which it also affects artists and the creative community as a whole. By not only prioritizing profits over people, but also over passion, capitalism continues to destroy both the freedoms and the communities that were once perceived by many as their only safe places. Thank you so much for tuning in for my first real episode ever. I appreciate all of you because y'all never fall short of the love that you have for me. If you do have a little more love to spare, as always, I would deeply appreciate a like if you enjoyed the episode, and a comment right below to let me know how you feel about the issue. Do not forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest episodes and other content. Until next time, stay peaceful with love.